Day 2 of Detroit Lions minicamp. A lot to talk about. Of course, we'll touch on C.J. Gardner-Johnson's injury, but I want to start with Denzel Mims, his first action. We're going to talk about how he played, what he did, and then also we had a press conference after, and we got to meet him and really understand the fire behind this guy. Some really good stuff that he said in his press conference that should give us some excitement, some intrigue. So I'm gonna show you. He had a one-handed catch. I'm gonna show you that here in just a second. But Mims's speed is as advertised, and it showed up on a deep ball where he showed this. And by the way, Pride of Detroit has this article. Pride of Detroit, can't say enough about them and the work that they do. They've got a recap article on day 2. Love Pride of Detroit. Check them out. So he said Mims' speed was as advertised. Showed up on a deep ball where he's able to show his skills, get underneath, and let the ball come to him. A little later on, he showed off his speed again, going vertical down the sideline and easily catching a great ball from Nate Sudfeld. Thank you, Nate. In his third catch, so he's had 2 good plays. Third catch, a terrific one-handed reception. May have been his best catch of the day on a shallow crossing route. I don't know who the quarterback is. It just guns it in there, not accurately at all, and he's able to adjust and make the play on a one-handed catch. Boom. So he's tall. He's got the speed. He's got some hands. It's like, okay, all right. So, let me just talk on this real quick and we'll go back to the CJ Gardner-Johnson injury news. Denzel Mims is a guy that we just keep looking at like, wait a second. We needed this for depth. Depth alone. And then from there, what if he does something like that'll be really good. So let's go back to the CJ Gardner-Johnson injury. That was the big news of the day. There's the other safeties. So here we go. Same injury list: Hendon Hooker, Marvin Jones, Emmanuel Mosley. No surprises. Marvin Jones did reveal he does have a sore back, which is no big deal. He said, look, it's day 1 of training camp. I didn't need to be out there. It's fine. He's a veteran. No problems at all. The big news when CJ Gardner-Johnson went down with a leg injury on 11 on 11s with some mild contact. But it wasn't long after that Tom Pelissero, said more tests have come out for CJ Gardner-Johnson, went down to practice day, but a source says he's fine. And everything we've seen since says that he is fine and there is no structural damage. It's nothing that, they'll probably keep him out tomorrow just to be safe, but we'll get an update when we talk to Dan Campbell again on Tuesday, and that will be really important. So, okay, so just play this out. If CJ Gardner-Johnson went out, then who came in and what was, how did they do? So Tracy Walker came in, another guy that we keep our eye on because he was injured last year, a good player. He's in that 4th, 5th year. It's like, come on, man. Like, are you good or what? He kept things rolling on defense with increased vocalness and leadership in the secondary. Walker is one of the team's defensive leaders in the secondary, and it's a natural move for him to step up when another veteran goes down. So that's awesome. And then he would finish the day with an interception off of Nate Sudfeld, an over-the-top punch-out pass breakup on a pass from Jared Goff to Sam Laporta. And it's worth noting both of these plays came after CJ Gardner-Johnson's injury. Love it. Another thing, more defensive standouts. We had Cam Sutton looking good. That's our biggest big-time free agent. Love it. Josh Paschal, second year, coming off an injury a little bit. That slowed him down a little bit in the year. Big things expected from him. And then here's our 2 young linebackers, Jack Campbell, Malcolm Rodriguez. Love to see this as well. So they're working their way through the second team offensive line. Safety Brady Breeze also had what would be a sack on the delayed blitz while working with the 2s. All of this is, let me just make a note. Like, we're saying all this, like going against second team offensive line. There's no pads. Okay. So tackles for loss and all that. There's no pads, but it's still, you still want to see some of your main guys just pop out a little bit right now. And then we'll work on, obviously when the pads come out, we'll really find out. I love this. Goff's favorites. This is a great point here that typically he makes sure to hit one of the first string offensive skill players when he starts a drill, individual drills, team drills. Love that. Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams, Josh. So cool. Love that. And then here's Jahmyr Gibbs, just his quickness. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be so good. I can't wait to I just can't wait to see that. And then here's the last one. Antoine Green, North Carolina, 7th round wide receiver. Took a flyer on him. Did a lot of good things at North Carolina, but remember they went deep a lot. They just kind of did verticals, didn't do a lot of route running, but he's showing up in the with the second team. In the final session, Green shifted in the seam and stretched the field, catching a contested pass 30 yards down the field. That's what he does. Love it. So Green's getting the action a little bit. Good to see. Hendon Hooker's working on the sidelines. Love it. Staying after. If you've seen, there's some videos released of him. He's just throwing nice and easy. I mean, he's got months to go, but it's good to see that as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. The CJ Gardner Johnson stuff obviously is really important, but Denzel Mims is just the newest guy, so we got some eyes on him, wondering what's going on. But I love how Pride of Detroit broke down some of the other guys that, you know, we're curious about. Jack Campbell. When I see him out there, I just really wonder. He looks he doesn't look undersized. That's the wrong word, but because he's a taller guy, sometimes he doesn't look as bulky as he should be. But I know he's big enough, so you wonder what that's going to look like in his second, third, fourth year, right? Like I feel like he's going to only get better, which is great for us. But we'll see how he does this rookie season. Again, linebacker almost more than any position on the field. Wait until the pads come out, like right. So we have no idea on that one. CJ Gardner Johnson's good. Denzel Mims good. Jared Goff healthy. Day 2 in the books. Feel great about it. I think there's 3 or 4 of these 90-minute workout sessions. Remember, this was negotiated in the CBA. Like, yo, when we get back into training camp, we don't want to go 2-a-days, 8 hours of practice. This was negotiated. We want to just ease into this thing. And then I think it's this weekend is when all the pads come on. So it might be a week of 90-minute practices and no pads as well. I don't know how many days that goes. It might go 4 or 5. They'll give them an off day. Then they'll go pads. And pads is always interesting in the professional level for me, especially on the first day. It's like, look, if the Lions get into the playoffs, just into the playoffs, like we're talking January. So we're talking now all the way to January. We're going to be hitting physical, the whole thing. So you're trying to ramp your guys up, but you're also trying to like be cool too. So you got to find out what you have, but you just wonder, you know, there's certain players that we need to see the pads on to see what they can do. But at the same time, stay healthy. Even that first day of pads, like I know I don't want to be like the soft guy, right? But just don't get injured. Like stop. Nobody get injured. So it's so hard. And Dan Campbell's talked about it. He's very open about it. How do you stay healthy but get the reps? Hey, we got to get the reps, but we got to stay healthy. It's like it's a tough battle to fight. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on this one, and we'll see all of you on the next one.